I'm going to skip around a little bit on the agenda to get people moving through. Let's just keep crosstalk to a minimum as best we can. While we're forward. First on the agenda is a notice of intent for 143 Colony Road. The Gardner Conservation Commission will hold a joint public hearing under MGL Chapter 131, Section 40, Wetlands Protection Act, and the City of Gardner Wetland Protection Ordinance. A notice of intent filed by All Purpose Storage, Gardner LLC, represented by Christopher Gouda, Fieldstone Land Consultants for work on parcel ID X221316, 8-14 and 9-18, 143 Colony Road. The project entails extension of existing storage facility, including 7 storage containers, 4 of which are located within the buffer zone of a bordering vegetated wetland. This is a continuance from September 25th. Somebody here to represent it?
Yes, sir.
How you doing?
Good.
Your name is?
Chris Gardner.
Just making sure.
Yep. Thanks. Thank you. So I realize there's some information in there that you're not going to have time to review thoroughly tonight. I can go over basically the outline of what's happened so far.
Yeah, we need, I mean, honestly, you gave it to us, it says the 6th, but I got an email from Sophie saying that, when did you send these to Sophie? What email date?
I'm not certain. That was one of my employees sent it.
So she's saying on the 8th that we never received it officially from you, we got it internally from somebody in Gardner. So I don't know if we ever received it, I just looked again at the different email accounts and I don't see that we were ever officially given this information.
Yeah. Okay.
So, I know it says the 6th here, but the ones I have show the 6th to the planning board only.
Okay.
There's a lot of information to
So
decide.
I understand that. That was my caveat at the beginning. From what I understand, there was a site walk done. I think Ken Robinson from our office was out there with whoever was able to attend. We obviously got an email from DEP stating that there's apparently was some work done out here that wasn't permitted. So we're trying to address that as part of this permitting and incorporate that. There's the updated plan. One of the other things the commission was looking for had to do with the stormwater management area here. I'm trying to bring that back into not encroach into the 60-foot buffer, which the engineers have done. They've revised the drainage and stormwater to basically incorporate, be treated as a new development and not redevelopment, so it meets all the state and town stormwater standards. I believe they've been working with the engineering department, have addressed a lot of their comments. There's a few more comments that they are addressing, so that plan has not been absolutely finalized, but they've basically changed, I guess, tightened up this stormwater management area, changed it from a wet basin into an infiltration basin, which basically just raised the elevation of the bottom of the bed. They've changed this. There used to be a swale, a treatment swale here. There's now basically chambers underneath the area to infiltrate here. We did a number of test pits out in the area to verify the soil conditions. We've also looked at basically whether or not this area was previously a resource area. It's not based on our test pits, auger pits we've done out here. We kind of outlined it in this packet. I know you're going to need time to review. We've looked at, there's also aerial photographs in here with a timeline on the.
Who determined it wasn't a resource area from the test pits?
So that's basically what this states.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we've done test pits out here, augers. It's all upland soils. We went back, did some review as far as there was a previous reference plan that was prepared. This one here, I think that was 2000. Sorry, my eyes are giving out on me here as far as the date. 2000, where is it? I want to say 16, but, yeah, 2016, March 2016, sorry. So this is the area here with the yellow is the limit of tree line. So you can see that it's far out in the area that was previously cleared. It's also shown in the aerial photographs in this packet with a timeline that area was previously cleared. This delineation was done by this other firm here for the purposes of these two buildings. The big difference is after they installed these buildings, it appears that they basically did a ditch in this area to manage stormwater. That ditch is now basically has wetland vegetation in it. So you do have this little finger that comes up in here. At the time that these were installed, this wasn't a wetland finger according to their delineation. So I think these were compliant regardless of whether they had the proper local building permit.
They're not compliant if they're not through us, so.
Right, but what I'm saying is that there was no impact within the 100-foot buffer when those were built, according to the delineation that was done previously. This plan here. That was done by Chris Morrison Engineering, Trowbridge Engineering.
Chris Mossman.
Yeah. So those are essentially the changes that are being made. All the proposal for these buildings are in, existing, basically cut. There's disturbed areas in here now. So again, we pulled in, tightened up the stormwater management area so there's no encroachment into the 60-foot buffer. Setback, I'm sorry. No encroachment into that, and there's also restoration areas proposed in these areas here that are hatched with a planting list here in this area as well too, and over here.
So what is it, you said there's questions going on with zoning right now? Is that what you?
No, not zoning, engineering.
Engineering?
Yeah, so they're working with the engineering as far as stormwater, the drainage, and there's just a couple of minor details they're meeting. They're looking for comments, review comments today or tomorrow. Hopefully they get them. I know they have a meeting tomorrow with the planning board.
Yeah. Go ahead, Dave.
I had a question. I mean, stormwater is to us too. But does Mass DEP get this
Yes.
revised plan?
Yep.
When did they get it?
They have all those have been emailed to them as well.
So did they comment on those?
Yeah, we're gonna comment on the revised drawings, right?
Right.
But then you're gonna get another set of revised drawings once the city engineer makes his comments and.
The only revisions will be very minor. Right now, I know they've worked through the big items as far as the meeting the stormwater requirements. I think it has to do with some of the revisions might be minor changes in inverts and things like that, and some of the structures.
I mean, if there's change in the structure, I don't consider that minor.
No, not the whole structure. I mean.
No, I know, right, I understand what you're saying. Well, go ahead.
I just had another question. I mean, I thought there was some question about whether the amount of impervious ground actually increased or decreased. You're going from gravel to paved, if I'm not mistaken, is that right?
Well, there's gravel in here. Basically, the total impervious area is decreasing. They're changing. Before the initials, they were treating this as a redevelopment, which allowed them to not have to meet some of the requirements, my understanding, the stormwater regulations. That's no longer the case. Now it's being treated as a proposed development which meets all those regulations.
Are you paving it?
This area here?
Any of it?
Typically it's paved.
Typically, are you paving more, is the question.
My understanding is the impervious area will be decreasing and not increasing.
But are you paving?
I don't know, I'll have to check with the engineers.
Well, so I mean,
Yeah.
we as a commission also look at stormwater,
Right.
And so if this is a big unknown,
It's,
it's not complete.
Right, well, I think the package needs to be completed before we can do too much. And then once it
I
does,
understand that.
I'm gonna recommend that to the commission about getting a third party review.
You know, I was out there with a wetland scientist.
Right.
We did a thing, right? Sophie, and
Yep.
she's no longer with us. From here to here is like 17 feet down.
Yeah.
And all of this is all swamp. And I'm saying, before this was disturbed, it was a swamp, or a wetland, whatever you wanna call
Well, based on the information that we gathered and based on the previous engineer, it's not. But,
it. But it was never permitted anyway, so we don't really know.
well,
We don't know if it was filled in or not.
Oh, it was filled in.
Yeah, to what extent, we don't know.
there's certainly areas out here that have been disturbed, for certain. Whether this area is one of them, we don't believe that it is. But in this area here, that we're proposing those buildings.
I don't agree with you there at all.
Well, I don't wanna. I'm not
I
gonna
don't
argue
know,
with you, but-
I don't know how many members get out there to look at it, but I was dumbfounded that right now, I don't know if you guys know, there's trailers stored in here, right?
Right,
Yeah,
yeah,
this thing is, it's reground, you know, it's not, it's reground,
Yeah.
grindings in there, right?
yeah, I mean,
It's 17 feet from here to there, down that steep thing, and you know, there's all kinds of erosion through here too.
right,
Plus, the other thing is, it doesn't, I don't know if that comes from or not. That's on a national, a right away from the power station.
there is, yes, there is power lines through here.
And he said to himself, he says, now, I'm telling you what, he can't, he's not here, but he said, I'm surprised that National Grid hasn't jumped on him about that. They're very particular who's on their right of ways.
Yeah, I mean, there's obviously been
Has
work
that-
done here,
Has that been brought up?
not to my knowledge, no.
It should be,
Yeah, I agree.
yeah.
I mean, there's no proposed buildings within, obviously within this right of way. I mean, this is there's an existing gravel there, whether that was, again, appropriate or not, we don't know. This all exists, so we're trying to fix it the best that we can.
Yeah. Well, I'd like to bring up your vote on the third party review.
So,
After we get the final drawings and all the answers done, go for a third party review. There's a lot going on with dividing into
Sure,
different
yeah.
properties, what was done before, what's done after. I kind of went over the soils that you have here. I'd like to get some more information on that. I mean, the information I'm used to seeing, and it's a little swayed a little bit because you got half inch of gravel. When you get down a little bit more, you start talking about light yellow brown, yellowish brown.
there's definitely been, yeah, some fill in this area up in here. Yeah,
But I mean, even in the back areas there, I don't know where exactly where, let's say, for instance, test pit 8. You have 3 dark brown loam and gravel, granular. And then you have between 4 and 70, you're talking about yellowish brown gravel,
yeah,
fine sandy loam and scrap metal debris.
right, that's up in here. Yeah, there's definitely a whole, several feet of fill in this area.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think the level of complexity has increased from whatever that first set of plans was.
Sure.
It seems to be continually changing, which I understand, and there's some really good improvements to that, but there's so much going on that I would.
No, I
second
understand
thinking
that.
We should probably get
I know that there was some discussion with the engineering, as far, I believe DEP recommended that the city engineer or whatever could act as a third party, I don't know.
Yeah, it's not a third party if he's a city, to me.
Yeah, sure.
No,
Yeah. I think he's doing his due diligence on his part. He does a great job of what he does. He's communicates to the commission a lot. But in this particular case, I think we table it, and the next meeting's the 27th. Hopefully you have your final drawings by the 27th. If you get them a few days before, it says right on our board, our email, our website, 14 days in advance.
Yeah.
I mean, we're continuing, but you gotta understand we're a volunteer commission.
Right,
So we're getting this information, it's a lot to take on in 5 days.
right.
So let's continue it to the 27th, and from that point on, we're gonna go for the third-party review. I don't even think it's even worth a vote at this point. We're gonna make a motion to continue it to the
I'll make that
27th.
motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yep.
Thanks.
Next on the agenda is request for certificate of compliance for the 140 South Main Street. I am on behalf of the City of Gardner Redevelopment Authority, 115 Pleasant Street, Gardner, for the compliance and water conditions filed by the City of Gardner Conservation Commission located at 140 South Main Street. Is anybody here for that?
Yes.
How you doing?
Good, how you doing?
Your name is?
Todd Curtin?
Todd?
Yes.
Thank you.
I do not have a poster board to present. Do you have what I sent to Sophie, a copy? Everyone has print out or no?
We usually ask people right on our website to bring everything in duplicates so we can look at it, but
I
if you send it
apologize,
by,
I
is
don't
that the one
have
you sent by email?
Yes.
Then
Yeah.
most of us should have that then. When did you send it to her?
I sent it to her. We visited the site October,
Yeah.
October 20th. It was early, I think she was going somewhere.
Yep.
So she had the package before then.
Yep.
So it's a little bit of time back. Has anyone visited the site?
Yes, I did the other day,
All right, all right.
amongst all the debris that's been put in there, or
The dumping, the
and
mattress, yeah.
mattresses and things like that.
Yeah, that's been there for a little while for sure. That happened after we did our work. So I'm a licensed site professional. We were in front of the board, the commission about 3 years ago for this project, MCP site. It's had some history before, it's had some cleanup before. This time we attacked it a little differently. We took out a portion of the wall that's there, the retaining wall.
Yep.
And we dug out the soil that was contaminated, that was up against the wall and beneath the wall, into the stream, into the brook, across the brook. So we took out sediments, got that all clean. We're at the point for the MCP wise, we're ready to close things out. The work happened mostly in the early, late winter, early spring of 2021. The reason why we're waiting to this point in time to get in front of you is we're waiting to see one of the things that was in groundwater was floating oil in one of the monitoring wells that we replaced. We wanted to make sure it did not come back, because that was a big thing that happened in the mid 2014-15 from an earlier cleanup when they took down the garage. There was another garage building that was there at one time, and they took out soils, but they basically created almost like a bathtub because they couldn't get by the wall. Yeah. So we have not seen it come back, which is excellent. We have that well that we've gauged and we've sampled a few times, and everything's good. If you've seen the stream, to me it looks a heck of a lot better than it did before. And the slope itself. So we basically created something that wasn't there before in a sense too, as far as aesthetics. Coming down the slope, and the core logs and the tree and the growth that we had. The plantings are on there. Again, I apologize, it's on the plan set we had. The plan set has existing conditions before, all the sampling that we had done, and then up through cleanup, and just shows the areas of cleanup, confirmatory samples all through that area, and then how we did the restoration on the upper slope and on the lower portion of the slope. So at that point, we're there. We're at the end game for us. And I don't know if there's, again, I apologize not to have full handouts. Didn't talk to Sophie about that, but is there any questions on where things stand?
You good? You good with it?
Yeah, you know, like,
Anybody else see it? Did you
you
guys?
know, we've had problems with the slopes in the middle of the school. Well, this gentleman right here put that, what is that stuff that you lay down there, like, it's like that?
Like a Jeep mat?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it worked fine, I don't, what's the pitch of that slope?
Up by the top, it was a little steeper than we had hoped. What we tried to do is we wanted to give enough room for the garage access. So we cut a little bit back and made it a little steeper up on
So
top.
what's the pitch?
I mean, we're doing 3 to 1 or less, but yeah, up right there.
We have another hot spot in the city that we've been trying to get, and we're getting a lot of feedback, but
Yeah, to have that, to hold it, it did, everything
that's
else.
great, it's what it's
Yeah.
intended for.
Yep,
It's a little bit costly, that's the problem.
yeah,
But you guys did it
this is a
right.
small area,
Yeah,
for
yeah,
sure for
yeah.
us, yeah.
Anybody have any questions on you, Len?
No,
No,
No.
you good? Did you go too?
Yeah.
No problem?
I didn't say anything.
Okay.
Yeah, looks, useful things.
Yeah,
That's
that's
good.
All right, would someone like to make a motion to approve the certificate of compliance request for 140 South Main Street?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Give us a little bit, you got fill this form out and get
Sure.
it signed and everything, but we'll be in touch in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, we'll record it. Yeah.
I'm just curious, that test well now,
Yeah, it's just a monitoring well that's there, yeah, yep.
have you used it?
Yeah, we sampled it 3 times and we gauged it numerous times just to make sure our oil doesn't come back to the surface. At the top of the groundwater table. Groundwater in that well, because of the slope,
Yeah.
before groundwater is about 10 feet down, and then with that slope, it's about 3.5, 4 feet at most there, yeah. And we've seen a lot of fluctuations from all the rain events, especially this summer, yeah. So that was a good thing. That's the other thing we've been able to see. We've been able to see, because usually it would come when it was drier. So we had some drier periods, and last summers we were certainly gauging it and we were sampling it, and it never came back.
Yeah.
That area is sitting right on till. It's
That's
tight as a
perfect.
bone once you get down to the base of it, yeah.
Nice
So-
job. Thank you.
Okay, thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you all.
Would you sign in over there,
Sure.
please?
The next on the agenda is, notice of intent for 54 and 60 Topaz Terrace.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been, well, they actually want to continue it.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
There's no DEP out there.
Yeah.
Why do you want to continue it?
I'd like to request a continuance to the next meeting due to still not hearing a DEP number, having a DEP number.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's from Kelsey.
The only thing I know is they tightened up, one of the houses that's gonna have a garage.
Yep.
So they moved it around, they moved it around, the other one's about the same. And there, it's flagged out there too, it's staked up.
Okay. Would someone like to make a motion to continue the 54 and 60 Topaz to 11/27?
I'll make that motion.
Someone like to second?
Second.
All in favor? Cowie Pond Dam, DEP to discuss plans on vegetation and maintenance for Cowie Pond Dam.
It needs it,
Yep.
from the dam, from the spillway, down to the road, you can't even see the road, it's so tight.
I know, I saw that.
Yeah.
Yep. Is he coming here? Dane? Let's keep going then. Dane's usually right on time.
Yeah.
It's not like him to be, let's keep going down. So the next is a request for certificate of compliance for the A1, B2 transmission line New England Power Company, 1600653. Anybody here to represent? Anybody want out there and look at it? Have you gone out there yet? Look at it?
No,
Anybody? I didn't know we had a, no?
where are they talking about?
It's only for geotechnical borings.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what this is.
I don't know where everyone is. No, do you know what that is?
I have no idea.
All right, let's continue that to the 27th. Someone like to make that motion?
All right. I'll make that motion.
Someone like to second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Let's see what we can find out, 'cause I don't know exactly where that is.
No, I don't either.
Next is the emergency certificate for Keys Road in the culvert replacement.
It's all done.
Yep,
Did a great job.
yep.
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah.
So we'll have to sign that. Actually, did we sign that when Shane was here 2 weeks ago?
I thought we did.
I'll have to look. I'm pretty sure we signed that. Next is new business, utility pole replacement on West Broadway, East Broadway, Terrace Street, within the buffer zones of wetlands. Anybody know anything about that?
No.
You know anything on that one, Kevin? Okay. National Grid substation on, Green Street. Anybody know anything about that?
No.
Let's continue them both to the 27th.
Well, isn't that the extension of that
10-foot
National Grid power
extension.
station?
Yeah, that must be what it is.
That's what it is.
But we're gonna be waiting for, filings on both of these anyway, so. Let's, continue both these to the 27th. Someone like to make the motion for the West Broadway, East Broadway utility pole?
I'll make that motion.
Second,
Second.
and all in favor?
Aye.
The next
One
one,
clarification on the Green Street.
yeah,
We told them to do an RDA.
yeah, we did, okay, so waiting for that RDA.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna continue that Green Street substation expansion, waiting for the RDA. So I'd like to make a motion to extend that to the 27th.
I'll make that motion.
Someone like to second that motion? All in favor?
Aye.
All right, we're busy meeting on the 27th.
Yeah.
I don't feel good already. Old business, Tiffany Boulevard, erosion control replacement. That's the one they gotta put that heat mat down.
Yeah.
Have you been by there, lady? I drove by 2 weeks ago, and it looked like it was holding. And there was one section that was spilling through. I'll drive by this week. We're gonna keep it on there anyways, so it's continuing. And then the elementary school, that's gonna keep going back and forth. Trevor got an email from Joseph McDonald. It's basically saying, so this is an example of the kind of thing I deal with in construction. The site contractor now reached out at the end of the day yesterday and changed his tune. They confirmed they will visit the school starting either Monday or Tuesday to start removing the acceptable areas. Sorry for the back and forth. Because we told them they could take out areas that didn't need to be up, but we still wanted to maintain the silt fence in the other areas. And then we still need to get some confirmation on what they're gonna do for the areas that didn't come through and grow. And also the replication area that's not coming through. And I still don't think we got that from Ty and Bond, that from when we all went out there that day and hiked in.
Yeah.
I don't believe I ever saw the final report on that,
I don't know.
so.
Mr. Chair, what's that for?
When you're driving up the middle school on the left, there's that replication area. Ty and Bond, I think it was Ty and Bond, right? I'm sorry, Fuss and O'Neill walked it with us. And they made some recommendations, they're supposed to give us a full written report. I don't believe I ever saw it, maybe it's in her email.
Oh, now wait a minute, I was up there with Sophie.
Yeah, but we still never got the written report.
No, but everything's gonna be put. I agree with them, and they, you know, we don't wanna disturb it now, we wanna do it next planting season, which is April or whatever they start.
Yeah.
And I agree with that.
Yeah,
That was because, what's
yeah.
growing there is growing there right now. I mean, it's not the right stuff, but it's better than nothing.
For now,
Yeah,
but
for
yeah,
now.
we still need that written report.
I mean, the
Yeah.
agent, the agent's report said that Bacon and Fuss O'Neill will attend a conservation meeting prior to spring.
Yeah, I saw that, yeah. Go ahead.
There's a lot of silt fence out there, not related to the wetland replication,
Agreed.
and that needs to come out if the banks are holding up there.
Yep, yeah, I agree. Yeah, we did drive through, because Duncan had mentioned some of that, or somebody had mentioned up in the back, there was some that can come out.
Well, basically across from your wetland replication,
Yeah,
going all the way up the hill, there's silt fence. And then around the parking lot, over to the playground.
yep,
So it's all in there.
yep. And some of that they left off because they did that hill expansion.
And when you're going down the hill to the second.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
Way down that can come out.
Yeah, look good, yep,
As long as they're not gonna be messing with the replication down there,
yep.
that's fine.
Tough neighbors on that side of the road.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they actually pay attention.
Okay. Let's move on to 170 Mill Street. There's no update at all on the dam down there. Dam safety has still not responded to any of the requests. They haven't had any more further comments than needed to be addressed. So we need to discuss how we're gonna handle that. He's, the owner of the property is not accepting certified mail and saying that our address is wrong. So that needs to be addressed. I don't know how you guys wanna handle that. I know in the past.
There's a lot of equipment being stored in there.
I know.
Right.
I mean, restoring the equipment in there, I don't think that we can do much about that.
No.
But the dam not getting repaired,
Yeah.
per mass dam safety is, go ahead, Neil.
No,
So we need to figure out by, next meeting, everybody come to the 27th meeting with some ideas of what we can do. And it's probably gonna be in certain papers, I would assume.
Yeah.
So we're gonna continue that to the 27th. It's old business anyways.
No, I got a comment. Evidently, some of these dams are being taken out. I'm out riding the back roads, up in Windmill, there's a, up the top of, coming up from Windmill Depot, up to Windmill Center.
Yeah.
There's a pond there, and the dam is in rough shape, and they've got siphons in it.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
They're
it's
gonna
true, yeah.
breach it.
Probably 8-inch pipe, and they're siphoning, and they're doing a great job, and they get rid of it. I assume they're gonna take the dam out, I don't know, but I'm kind of keeping an eye on it, because.
That's interesting, you've seen
Yeah,
it,
I think they're taking it out.
Yeah, but it's interesting, they've had one in there for a while, they've got a second one in, because it wasn't drawing down quick enough.
I know
So
all
I
three
was-
Southeastern
I
Mass are
assume
doing it.
Then they're gonna leave maybe some there, so they have some kind of a pond, but when they get done, it's not gonna be, you
Yeah.
know. You see that?
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, that's interesting, that's how they did it.
The only thing left besides any other new business are the meeting minutes. Anybody have any questions or comments on the meeting minutes? It's Christine's first attempt, so we just wanna make sure everybody's okay with the information on there.
They look good.
I would just keep saying, referring back to some of the old meeting minutes so you can see what they have said and how they've stated, but I think for the most part, the information that we're supposed to capture is here.
So the beginning was gonna be, it's a bit more wordy, and then I kinda,
I see that,
yeah, so
Yeah.
it's gonna look more like the end
okay.
from now on.
Yep. Anybody have any questions or comments on the meeting minutes? Any information? No, I think they look fine.
Well, thank you.
Yep. Would someone like to make a motion to approve the meeting minutes of Monday, October 23rd?
Motion made.
Someone like to second that motion?
Second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any other new business?
I think,
No, I don't.
Gonna go.
I was just gonna make a comment that, I think the walls can be taken out along the new bike path there behind the, along, between the pool and Crystal Lake.
I thought that, Lindsay and Sophie said that they told them they could take those out a little while ago. Now that you say that, you know, on the fence and everything?
Yeah.
Yeah, that whole area, I agree.
Go in the water.
Yeah, I thought they told them already that they could do that. Right before Lindsay left, they went down there and they called me, and they asked me if I thought it was all right, and I said yes.
So it's the same contractors doing that town lottery, so they're still around.
Yep,
They're gonna be putting up signs, because they haven't put up signs yet.
Yep.
So we haven't made the final payment, I'll mention it to them.
okay. Anything else for new business? Like I said, just come prepared for that 11/27 meeting.
Yeah. That'll be interesting.
Yeah, a lot going on. Anybody
Has everybody been out
Audience
there?
have anything?
Have you been out to that one?
No, which one?
With the storage?
No, I would,
You should go out, I gotta go out there, yeah.
definitely like to see it.
Someone like to make a motion to end tonight's hearing?
I'll make that motion.
Want a second?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
The record,
No, what was the record? I mean, just to record.